Hi, this is Smita Dev, live with you on Easy Diners. Let's wait for a couple of minutes for everyone to join in. Meanwhile, I hope you are trying out some innovative, interesting recipes during this lockdown period with whatever is easily available, because that's exactly what I'm doing, and I'm thoroughly enjoying cooking different dishes. So while we are waiting for others to join in, I thought just let me brief you a little about Karwar, a town that I come from. Karwar is also known as the Kashmir of Karnataka. It's a very beautiful town which is right on the northern tip of Karnataka with Goa on its border. And you have the Arabian Sea on the west. And so you have amazing, beautiful virgin beaches lined with coconut trees. The food of Karnataka in general, basically even in Karwar, is very simple, using local ingredients, local produce, and our staple being coconut, rice and fish. Not just fish, but we have other vegetables also easily growing there. We have the gourds, and we make some amazing vegetarian curries as well to go with the rice. Most homes basically have gardens, fairly large gardens, where we grow our own vegetables, and every house will definitely have a coconut tree, a mango tree, a jackfruit tree, and a banana tree. And the kind of different dishes that are made out of these basic ingredients is unbelievable. Though we have some amazing gourds that we grow there. We have the pumpkin, we have the ridge gourd, the ivy gourd, and we make amazing curries using these gourds along with some lentils as well, or some pulses. The breakfast dishes that we cook are not just the regular idli, dosa, vadas, and the appes, and the shevai, which is the basic rice noodles that are homemade, but we also make some interesting dishes for breakfast. Like today, what I'm going to show you is the watermelon dosa. And now since summer has set in, we're getting watermelon in abundance. So I thought let's try and make some amazing watermelon dosas this summer. Should we start with the recipe now? Yeah?
Yeah.
So on the camera, I have Shivani with me. Hi Shivani.
Hi guys. You so much. Hi Auntie.
Yeah. So basically for the watermelon dosa, we need very few ingredients. So here I have taken 3 cups of rice. I've used matured rice, a little old rice. I didn't want my dosas to be sticky. I want them to be nice and fluffy. To this I'm going to add 1 cup of poha. I've used the thicker variety. You get the lighter variety as well, which I didn't find in any of the stores recently. So I'm using the thicker one. And I've got a few fenugreek seeds here, methi seeds, which I'm going to soak. Maybe about 15 to 20 of these seeds I'm going to soak along with the rice. And I'm going to soak this for 2 to 3 hours. And then I'm going to grind it with 1 cup of fresh coconut. You can use half cup of coconut milk as well if fresh coconut is not available. And what I'm going to do with this beautiful watermelon is I'm going to utilize the beautiful pink red flesh to make juice, and this little white portion is what we're going to use in our dosa. So once I soak this for 2 hours, we can easily grind the rice. So let me soak all this. I'm just going to add 10 to 15 fenugreek seeds, 1 cup of poha, and I'm going to soak this in water for 2 hours. Mix this well. And now let's just leave this aside. we're not going to use water to grind the batter. We're going to use this white part. So let me just cut this. Keep this aside. And this white part is what I'm going to use to grind the dosa with. So just chop this into pieces, small pieces. So you cut them to about ½ inch, easy to grind. This watermelon doesn't seem to have too much of the rind. So to grind 3 cups of rice, 1 cup of poha, I took about 3.5 cups of this watermelon, the white part of the watermelon to grind. And once you grind this, you let it ferment in a warm place for 8 to 9 hours. 7 to 8 hours is also good enough. Now the reason why I have used methi seeds is because it has a certain compound which traps the carbon dioxide into the batter and helps it to become nice, fluffy and light. So now let's keep this aside because I've already got the batter fermented. And we'll head on with the recipe.
The audience is finding this recipe very interesting.
Oh, great.
And they've never ever heard of watermelon dosa, so they are very eager to just learn the recipe.
Yeah, it's a very interesting recipe, and what I'm going to do is show you a savory version as well as a sweet version of this. Now for the savory one, see, this is how the batter has become nice and thick and light, of a good pouring consistency. So now what I'm going to do is, I have divided my batter into 2. I'm going to make one sweet and one savory. Now to the sweet one, I'm going to add a little bit of jaggery. You can add jaggery according to your level of sweetness that you desire. Say I'm adding about 3/4 of a cup. Mix this well. And I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of green cardamom powder. And I'm going to add a tinge of watermelon juice to give that little beautiful pink color to this. Just a little bit, not much, maybe 1/4 of a cup. You know, that beautiful pink color that comes on this dosa is amazing. As you can see, the batter is also looking very pretty. Just let's wait for the jaggery to melt. Keep it aside. So now with the savory one, I'm going to add some salt. Mix this well. Guys, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask.
We have a lot of questions.
Oh, you do?
Uh-huh.
Who's this?
So Manu Priya Puranik asks, post-fermenting, wouldn't the watermelon white portion give an odd smell?
No, it doesn't.
Great. Poonam from Dubai asks, can you add palm sugar?
Yeah, you can add palm sugar. That's not a problem. But you know, it'll give a little bitter taste to the batter. So if you don't have jaggery, you can add sugar as well to this. Just a second.
You also have a lot of little audience, you know, watching you.
Oh,
Interesting recipe.
oh, hi guys. So now to this batter, you can add onions if you want, green chilies if you want, but I prefer to have this dosa nice, soft and light, along with a chutney made with asafoetida, and which is hing and green chilies. I will share that recipe with you as well. I'm going to just add some oil to my pan. Can you just pass me a teaspoon from the Shivani?
Yes.
Thank you. So I'm going to use simple coconut oil. You can use any vegetable oil or peanut oil, groundnut oil. Just spread the onion well on a hot pan. Just going to take a tissue and smear it well. So I don't generally use non-stick tawas for my dosa because I don't like the texture of the dosa which comes on that. So now I'm going to take a ladle full of this batter. Just pour it. Keep it slightly thick. And now just cover it and let it cook.
You have a few more questions?
Yeah.
Will this video be saved as I joined it late? Yes, Pooja, it will be saved later for you to watch it again. Poonam again, urad dal in the savory of dosa. I mean, like, can you use urad dal or not?
No, not for this particular kind of dosa because this is more a fluffy one, a light fluffy one. Urad dal usually makes your dosa slightly heavy, crisp and flat. It also gives a little bit of fluffiness to it, but the recipe that we are using right now is just perfect for this dosa. You can see the small little bubbles that are coming up on this. So let's cover this and cook for 3 to 4 minutes. So while we are making this dosa, let's make the chutney that also goes well with it.
Also, Susma Yagnik asks, can't you use ghee?
You can use ghee, but I prefer to use the ghee for the sweet dosa. Now for the chutney, what I'm going to do is heat half a teaspoon of coconut oil. You can use any other oil. And then I'm going to saute green chilies. I like my chutney to be a little spicy and tangy. So I'm going to add 2 green chilies. And quarter teaspoon of hing, asafoetida. And now let's saute this for a minute or so till the chilies are a little cooked and crisp. This is going to take a little while because the oil was not really hot, but now it's getting hot. We're getting there.
So, do you always use iron tawa for
Yes.
all your dishes?
Yes.
Great.
I don't use non-stick generally. I started using a lot of cast iron. I'm using a lot of clay pots, a lot of brass pots in my cooking. Can you see how beautiful this dosa has come out? And it's cooked quite well. Now I'm going to just flip it and let it cook for another 3 to 4 minutes. Where's the small grinder? Fine. As you can see, the chilies are cooking well in here. The color is slightly changed. I'm going to shut the flame. Just add it to the grinder. I'm going to add a cherry size tamarind to this. Yeah. And 1 cup of fresh coconut. You can make a chutney of your choice as well, but I prefer this. Some salt. And I'm going to grind this to a nice fine paste with a little water. Chutney is ready. Let's remove it in a bowl. I just love the taste of hing, coconut and green chilies. This is one of my favorite chutneys. It goes so well with idlis and all sorts of dosas. So our chutney is ready. One of our watermelon dosas is also ready. So this is the one that is the savory one. I just get it out on a serving plate. And now let's make the sweet one.
It's looking so damn tasty.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to get to eat it. You can see what a beautiful tinge of pink that's come into the batter. Just going to mix it well. So usually when you add a little bit of jaggery or any sweetener, the batter tends to get a little more thin. Okay, Shushma, now we are going to use the ghee. The flame is on a medium. And now I'm just going to cover this and cook it on a medium to low flame for 4 to 5 minutes.
We have a question.
Yeah.
Can we also make idli with this batter?
No.
No?
No. You need the urad dal for it to ferment really well. Well, with this batter, minus the poha and the fenugreek seeds, you can make neer dosas as well. Just that the batter consistency has to be very thin. So if you use just rice and if you use coconut, fresh coconut, you can just grind these two ingredients together and then you can make it a very thin pouring consistency. Add your salt just before making the dosas and you can just have amazing neer dosas as well. As you can see, these beautiful little bubbles that I've come across on the dosa, giving it a very spongy look. And it's got a beautiful light tinge of pink.
Excuse me.
You know, usually kids love sweet things. So this is a very good option, very healthy option as well for breakfast. Even for their tiffin. Gorgeous. This is really gorgeous. You just wait for another minute or so for it to cook on one side completely. Are there any questions that you guys have?
Yeah. So, don't you cool the dosa pan before adding a new dosa batter?
Not for this particular one because we are not spreading the batter and making a thin crisp dosa. We're making something between something a little smaller than a little thinner than a uttappa. So you don't need to have the dosa pan to cool down. You don't need to cool it down.
We have another question
by
Russell_PI.
Hi Russell.
We don't add salt in sweet batter.
You do. Even if you don't, it's absolutely okay. You can add salt also to the sweet batter. But I've added anyway cardamom and a little more sweet, so it's alright.
We have one more question. Can this dosa be made thin and crispy?
It won't taste that good. Try it out. I've not really tried it well. I'm going to try it today. Actually, why don't we try it after this particular one? Let's see if we can make a nice thin dosa. It should do good. It should be good. See the color.
Savinosh says this is looking just like pancakes. Seriously.
Indian pancakes, yeah.
Also, Krish Marwa asks,
hi Krish,
if there's any tips for budding chefs you would like to give out.
Well,
he's a budding chef. He's a trainee.
Oh, lovely. So, our dosa is ready. Let's try the dosa, a thin dosa using this batter. Let's see how it comes out. It won't be as thin and crisp as the regular dosas that you eat, but why not? Let's try it out. So anything interesting that you guys have been trying out these days and would want to share your recipes, you should do it. It's good fun coming up with something innovative and interesting.
Well, that's a tip. Haha.
So let me flip this. See, the dosa has not turned out really crisp because of the ingredients that we have used. We wanted to make it fluffy with so we had added poha to it. It's like a nice thin crepe. Yeah, so how I normally serve these watermelon dosas is, the one that is the savory one, I normally serve it with chutney, and the sweet one I drizzle a lovely generous teaspoon of ghee, and then you're good to go to serve it. So
Sorry to cut you. We have a question.
Yeah.
Where did this recipe originate from? Is it an original?
This is a recipe that is made very locally in Karnataka, in Karwar, and I learned this from my grandmom. And most of us GSBs or the Gaudsaras with the Brahmin community from Karnataka, this is like a recipe which is come down from generations together.
Nice.
So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and it was great to see so many of you all connected with me. And if you have any queries, do let me know. I will be posting the recipe along with the picture on Instagram very soon. Thank you.
Thank you guys.